Hey, let's talk about Cyberpunk 2077. You know, that game by CD Projekt Red, makers of the Witcher series. That one that got teased in January of 2013, 5.5 years ago, and the hype went through the roof. No, that's not high enough. Let's say the hype went through the fucking stratosphere for this game. Oh, I can understand though. That trailer was pretty spectacular looking. Damn pretty trailer with a whole lot of potential for an awesome new cyberpunk game out there that could definitely smash even Deus Ex out of the water if the game is done right. And I've just always enjoyed the cyberpunk genre to begin with. And yeah, I am a Deus Ex junkie. I loved the Deus Ex games. Some of them more than others. Invisible War wasn't quite my favorite compared to the rest. It had its charms though. But yeah, this game it's looking pretty awesome actually. And just recently, the 48-minute I think long gameplay trailer came out, and woo, that looks pretty damn good. There's a hell of a lot of detail in the world, that's for sure. I'm really enjoying the world building they're doing. Um, the amount of detail and the open-endedness, the decisions you make, I'm really hoping they follow through with this. I've come across many games that promise that every choice you make will matter later on, and like if you don't say wipe out a squad in this one mission, then later on they'll have reached their destination and there'll be extra enemies for you to fight in your next mission or something like that, and then that never say happens in some other games. I'm really hoping that this game goes like all out. And obviously, they're taking their sweet time to polish this game. I just heard recently as well that that it is playable from start to finish, but there's probably a hell of a lot of polishing to be done. There might not even be in some assets of the game done. It might be very rudimentary, some aspects. There might not be any side quests yet fully fleshed out in some areas, but just to hear that the game is actually playable from beginning to end just says how close they are to finishing. And yet, it's sounding like this game won't be out for quite some time, like mid-2019. I'm not positive if there's been a release date announced yet, but yeah, I'm glad they're taking their sweet time with this actually. Like even after showing that gameplay trailer and announcing announcing how much of the game is complete, that you can do the main story from start to finish, and yet they still can't give us a release date. That speaks to how much they really want to polish this game. And I'm also, another thing about the world building that I'm enjoying is just how fleshed out the world is and lived in it appears to be, compared to many other RPGs. Look at almost any game by, let's say Bethesda, any of the Elder Scrolls games. Those are excellent games. I've always been a huge Elder Scrolls fan, even with all the bugs that those games come with. It's a par for the course for Bethesda, it seems. But the biggest cities in that game, you'll barely find a handful of people on any given street and such, and the cities look no bigger. Like an actual city in an Elder Scrolls game is no bigger than a hamlet in real life. It just the technology limits from way back in the day. Like, look at Morrowind and such. There was only so much they could do, and even the earlier ones, Daggerfall and whatnot. Yeah, that one had Arena had a huge world where you could kind of scour the whole continent, I believe. But it just, it was procedurally generated in a way, and it was very empty in between the cities. Whereas this game looks like it's going to be very, very well detailed and lived in, and just looks great. But I haven't seen enough in the gameplay trailer to show me if the game will truly be the masterpiece that we're all hoping it'll be. Like, I'm not trying to say anything negative about the game here, but I've learned my lesson the hard way several times to kind of wait for a review sometimes, or at least wait until I see a bit more than just one or two gameplay trailers. Things can change, obviously, as you can see at the top of the screen there. Does not represent the final look of the game. Never know, it might not be any better than any of the Deus Ex games, but yeah, I don't think that'll end up being the case. A little bit of janky animation there I see on the screen. There's, yeah, a few things you could pick apart in this gameplay trailer, like later on where a guy gets his legs shot off, and while his head is being shot off, he starts complaining about his legs being shot off. So that makes a little bit no sense. They should do something about that. But yeah, I am definitely not going to nitpick this much. This 48-minute long gameplay trailer just is really selling it for me. I quite enjoyed this, and I'm really hoping this game is as spectacular as they are claiming it will be. And just look at this. Look at how fleshed out this is. And I'm pretty sure they've already thought about everything. Like, if you were to have your character suddenly whip out a gun here and start opening fire, you'd see a whole city's worth of people panic and probably have a whole bunch of cyber cops come and kick the shit out of you. But I'm just glad to see this, all the sheer amount of detail. Man, just look at all that. Well, anyways, I am quite looking forward to this. I'm really hoping you guys you guys can enjoy this game as much as I will once it comes out, I'm sure. And yeah, I will not really have to say much negative about this. There is only just one thing bad about this whole trailer, and that's Jackie's haircut. I'm sorry. I find his haircut to look kind of stupid. Oh well. Anyways, I'll catch you guys around later on in one of my other videos, and hopefully in one of my first gameplay videos when this game comes out. Really looking forward to it. Alright everyone, take care. I'll catch you in my next video. Until then.